guest, we have Britney Crosson on.
Hi.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for entering.
This is fabulous.
Thank you.
Fabulous. I love it.
You went to the wrong apartment.
I did. I did. And the man was quite friendly. And he even asked me, like, what are you looking for? He tried to help.
Oh.
And all the while, his dog is escaping out of his apartment, running down the sidewalk. And I was like, oh, shit. I'm sorry. I've messed up your evening.
Oh, my God.
But and then I finally arrived.
That could have gone.
You never know who will go answer that door.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
you don't know whose house. You don't know what they got behind the door.
Thank God he was nice.
Thank God he was nice. Well, I'm glad you made it safe, and it's like 1,000 degrees out here, so you're running around the heat too. But I have kind of a list of your resume here, so bear with me. And I've already checked with you, but there's some alliteration. So, well, first of all, I first met Britney at a podcasting networking event,
Right.
maybe a year and a half ago.
A year ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I just remembered you were on the panel, and I was like, I love her. She's very like herself. You were authentic. You were real. You were relatable.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
That's
I just
nice.
really enjoyed. So I wanted to make sure I know at that event that I connected with you and a few other people, but we've kept in touch over social media, and
Right.
I really love the content that you put out there. So with that said, she's a host of a podcast called the Social Sunshine Podcast.
Yes.
Did I read that you're in the top 100 of marketing podcasts on Apple?
We have been up in the charts many times.
That's so
It's-
cool.
Oh, it's so exciting every time. I'm like dancing and excited every time. It never gets old.
Never gets old.
No.
Okay, we're going to talk more about your podcast, but you also are a boss and a CEO of a company called Fun Love Media, which is a social media and podcasting agency.
Right.
Okay. So I definitely want to know more about that. And then you do have like a membership subscription service to social media content creators,
Right.
called Small Biz Social Society.
Oh, look at you with the S's.
Bing, bang, boom. I feel good
mean,
about that.
I don't know what I was thinking when I named it, but anyway.
Okay, so how long have you been doing the Social Sun? There we go.
I know.
How long have you been doing the Social Sunshine Podcast?
I started the show in the fall of 2019.
Oh, okay.
So as we're recording it, what's that, 3.5-ish or so years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of a lot. That's a long time for a podcast these days because
Right.
you can very easily get that.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here? I'm not going anywhere. I'm not picking up speed.
And then give up.
Yeah.
Not I.
Not
No.
I.
I don't. I'm like that though, and my husband might say that that's a pain in the ass because I get set on something and I'm gonna do it. But honestly, in the big picture, it's good because when I'm usually, not always, but usually good at trusting my gut, and I knew I wanted to host a podcast all the way back to like 2015.
What?
Because I remember where we lived. We're Houstonians, but we lived in Kentucky for 1 year for Ryan's job, for my husband's job. So I have vivid memories of that year. And
Also,
what
I forgot
happened.
to say she's a wife and a mom of two. Which
Yes.
we'll talk about too. But.
Yes. But I remember that year, for some reason, it's just the year I started listening to podcasts. It was very early on in podcasting in general. And I was obsessed with my shows and I listened to them every day, and I just realized, wow, like these people are creating their own show. Like it's not Hollywood, which is what I always dreamt of, is going to Hollywood. But that's not what this was. You could make it happen yourself and have a show. And then like somebody on the other side of the world could listen. And it was just so special and exciting. So ever since 2015, I was obsessed. But my kids were babies and, So
Yeah.
fast forward in 2019 and made it happen.
And so did you have any ideas early on in 2015 about like what you wanted the podcast to be around, and then it really changed in 2019? Because the Social Sunshine Podcast is geared towards social media, content creation, marketing, how to be the best, how to go viral, how to brand your work and yourself. So was that kind of the same mind?
I didn't know what the hell I wanted my show to be about. Back
You
in
just wanted to
2015.
do
I just
it.
wanted a show. But I'm a performer. You always want a show.
Yeah.
Well, no matter whatever. We're just going to make a show.
Yeah.
And it's good. I had those years to raise the kiddos from being babies and all that stuff, and then made that decision, in 2019. And it's like one of the best things I've ever done. I mean, you agree, yes? Podcasting is fantastic.
I love it so much. And I told you a little bit right before we started that this is my 3rd season, even though there's only 2 seasons out there.
I told you earned to the 3.
I did. I earned those stripes.
Yes.
So I'm like, no, this is season 3. And as the listeners know, I had a co-host in season 1, and she was like, I love you. This is not for me. Please continue. And I was like, this is my favorite thing I've ever done in my life. I didn't even know this was going to be it. And I'm going to continue, even if it's, a hobby.
Yeah.
And
it's cool.
You just
it's special, and you're making an impact on people. I mean, it's a big deal.
I do think that is the most rewarding thing so far is the DMs and just when I'm so excited for myself and I'm posting something like, oh my God, I just did that, or I had this guest on, or I had this new sponsor, and people were like, oh my God, so excited. I don't know if it's like the words of affirmation or the validation,
right?
But it is good.
Yeah.
But you said, so have you always been a performer? Because I know you talked about wanting to be an actor.
Right. Yeah, I've been a performer since I was a kid. Like, I was put into dance classes as a little girl, like probably a lot of little girls were back in the 80s. But I just so happened to love it. That's not the case for all kiddos, of course, but I loved it. And so that was the thing at first. It was a smaller town in Texas, so you didn't have a lot of options. So that's what we went with.
Okay.
I loved dancing. I did that all throughout my childhood, all the classes, all the things. As a middle schooler and in high schooler, I did cheerleading because another way to perform, right? And then I did get into doing local things in Houston, as far as like I did some film, I did some TV, I did a lot of theater.
Okay.
All the way up until not too many years ago. My last performance as an actor officially was in 2017. That's the last time I did it.
Okay.
In a play. Yeah.
Fun.
So I have years of performing, and the plan was to go to Hollywood. The plan was specifically, though, first to conquer television as a sitcom star, like the girls on Full House.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Because I grew up watching that, and I remember as a kid realizing, like, wait a minute. Wait, these are real kids.
Yeah.
Wait, and they can, like, go to this job, and they can be on TV. It just all clicked for me. Yeah. And I told my dad, I was like 11, I was like, I want to be on television.
Oh my God, how cute.
I was set. And you couldn't tell me otherwise, all the way up until not that many years ago. And so I'm not an actor on a successful sitcom right now yet. But
I could see you on a Full House situation.
How fun, right? And it's similar to like theater. I love theater. Like, you can be in front of a live audience, like, or at least back then. I know it's not as common now to have those kinds of shows. But anyway, that was the goal. That was the dream. That was all I was going to do. But it's been kind of weird, amazing, beautiful that on social media now I've performed for millions of people when the goal was to do it on TV, but it happened in a different way. You know? It's cool.
And you did manifest that.
Yeah.
Right?
I was obsessed with it my whole life. So yeah.
And it came true.
Yeah.
How cool
just
is
in like
that?
this way that you would have never known, because social media did not exist when I was a child. So,
Right, which is so cool. And so we're going to talk about social media and like the peaks and pits of social media, because there are certainly some. But I wanted to say, if somebody is just starting a podcast or thinking of starting a podcast, at the panel where I met you, I think several of you guys, I'm not sure if it was you, but you were like, just start. Is that the same advice you would have now? Like, start on your phone. I know they have devices like that. Like, for me, I started season 1 in a studio. My previous co-host, we paid to have somebody help us produce and go to a very professional studio. Right. Season 2, I did do it at my kitchen counter. I was like, I gotta do this somehow, and I don't know how else to do it. Season 3, I wasn't gonna start till I had my fucking neon sign. Right. By the way, I know you like wine, and I know you like to cuss, so please.
Yes, you're good. Yeah, I'm right at home here.
Okay, good. But like for me, I was like, I'm not starting until I have my neon sign and my pink curtains, and I was like, I'm not doing it. So it would be hard for me to tell somebody, just start. Yeah. From your garage.
No, I don't think I was the one that said that.
There were others, yeah.
But I also own a company where one of the things we do is podcast production. So I do come at it from a certain angle of a more professional angle. I completely understand that if someone felt strongly about being a podcaster and really felt passionate about it, and that's all they can make happen, obviously you do what you got to do if it's that important to you. But if you're trying to strategically, at least somewhat, plan it out, and you feel really committed, like the way that I felt, like I knew in my gut I wanted to have a podcast. I was committed to it for the long haul. It's going to be years and years and years, So if you have that feeling, I figure, why not try to make it the best that it can be? And even to this day, I record my show at my dining room table.
Right.
Just because the home we live in, that's the space that I have.
Yeah.
So, and it still sounds great. And we still put it all over the internet. So you can kind of find a compromise, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
I just think do the best you can. Audio quality, be consistent. Because as we both know, most podcasters aren't. They'll either completely quit a show, or they'll be like, oh, I missed 3 weeks. And it's like, oh, I'm back from my break.
Right.
All the time. That happens a little, but like.
Yeah. And I feel like once you get to a certain point, maybe that's a little bit more, I don't know, acceptable or something. But one of my sisters said to me recently, she's like, how long is the season for you? And I said, I think people do I don't know how other people do seasons. For me, it's really been a season of change in my life. Like season 1 was with a partner. Season 2 was at my previous apartment. Season 3 started here. I don't know when I'm going to make it a season 4 because all of my topics we talk about everything all the time. It's not like season 1, I'm talking mental health. Season 2, I'm talking dating. But she was like, well, when are you going to take a break? You're not just going to go 12 months, are you? And I said, I don't see myself taking a break. I see myself pre-recording, and maybe I'm taking a break for 2 or 3 weeks and giving Cinco 2 or 3 weeks off. But yeah, I don't see myself. And also, I just don't have that big of a platform yet to like hope people are going to remember me.
Yeah, same.
3 weeks to 3 months.
It's different whenever you come in as more of a household name and maybe you already have a huge following. For whatever reason, you're known by the public for something. And that's, now they still have to put forth the effort and all that, but you could do a season where your show is really only on for 2/3 of the year and the other, something like that. Because you're right. It's going to be a little easier for that person to bring everybody back in for the next season.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. Most podcasters are not household names. Most podcasters are either doing it themselves or a very small operation. And
just normal people.
Putting your voice out there. So
putting your voice out there.
I'm the same way. In all these years, I've never missed a Monday. It comes out every Monday. And so I make a joke like as a whole other meaning to never miss a Monday, because normally like that's a fitness thing.
Yeah.
But in our world, it's podcasting.
It's podcasting. No, that's great.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just obsessed with it. I love it. Lesson of the day is no, I don't want to go on a cruise with you.
I just don't get them because I want to go experience the place that I'm going to. Mm-hmm. So I would just rather not be on the floating prison like you just said it was. I want to get out and go.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's just a lot of people at the buffet and it's crowded and they're like breathing on the food. And then I don't know. Just
You know what is good on a cruise is the ice cream.
Oh.
Yeah. You know those, like a soft serve?
Oh, yeah.
Those are good.
Yeah.
Really good.
I did like having unlimited, because we upgraded and paid for it. Unlimited, like Coke Zero with cherry in it. This is a recent obsession of mine.
Explain this to me.
Okay. I am now obsessed with, you actually can buy at the grocery store, like, cherry Coke Zero.
Okay.
And my shout out Megan, she is the one that got me obsessed with this. She works with me. And I didn't drink sodas for 7 fucking years. But then when the new year 2023 comes around, I decide on New Year's Day that I should have one because I don't really like coffee that much. So I'm justifying it, right? I'm like, and there's some caffeine in that. And so, I mean, Ryan gets to have his coffee every day and that makes him so happy. But I don't have a happy drink. I mean, except for alcohol, but like a non-alcoholic happy drink. Right. And I was like, so fuck it. I'm going to have some Coke Zero and I'm going to try the cherry one, she said. And I just like, and now we're halfway through the year. I'm still addicted to them. And I got all of the ones I could drink on the cruise. That was the best part.
What do you mean unlimited Coke Zero on a cruise? Like in your room?
No, it's actually a little bit of a pain in the ass because you got to go to the fountain drink thingamajigger with all the options and push all the button for the flavor of the soda. It's a Coca-Cola.
And if you didn't upgrade, you would have only had
like juice and water.
Why are people going on cruises? What is happening? Juice and water.
Maybe some regular coffee. Yeah, I had to pay extra, and we did.
I would have done the same thing.
And it was amazing. That was a highlight of the cruise, everybody.
That's amazing. Wait, do you open a can of cherry Coke Zero in the morning?
Yeah.
You do?
I drink it instead of coffee. That's the drink.
I have something to say about that.
Great. Go ahead. Fine.
When I hear a can open in the morning, I think, who's the psycho? I really do. I'm like,
got it down.
who is drinking a soda at this hour?
It's like really early. I drink some water first, okay? But lately, especially in the warmer temperatures, okay, I am having that in the morning. I enjoy coffee, but I don't feel... Are you a coffee drinker?
Yeah.
So coffee drinkers, especially like high level coffee drinkers, y'all are just so excited about it. And I was jealous because it's like... It's so exciting for every day. You get to have like... Maybe I have an addictive personality and I just wanted it. I don't know what it is, but... so I like coffee. I just here and there. I don't get excited enough to be like committed. And also I can't do caffeine in coffee. There's a difference between the caffeine and coffee.
It totally affects people differently. I could fall asleep 2 seconds after having a coffee. Oh, that's my
husband. He could drink a fucking pot and go to sleep.
Yeah.
But give me one regular sized little mug of fully caffeinated coffee. It's like I'm on crack. I'm going to run laps around the building.
Okay.
It's bad news. Anxiety. It's heart palpitations. So yeah, when I go to Starbucks, I'm like, do you have a decaf? They're like, what the fuck are you here for?
Yeah. No, some people like a good decaf.
It tastes good. So whatever.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So...
I'm not crazy. I just, I mean, maybe a little bit, you know.
My boss at my work does that. And whenever she opens a can of soda, I've never said this to her and she doesn't know I have a podcast. One day she's going to find out. It's not going to go well for me. But she'll open a soda can every day. I'm like, another soda. But I'm like, God, I'm being such a judgmental asshole.
That's how I feel about you coffee people.
Coffee was made for the morning.
Well, I know, but like there's so much of it. Like I feel like it's so much. And people are like, you know, like you see a post like 1 cup's never enough and shit like that. Like it's like, okay, well, how many cups are you having?
Okay, I'm so sorry. And now you guys...
I've never heard somebody say that about drinking soda.
It's the sound of the can. Because for me, if I'm drinking soda in the morning, I had a rough night.
Oh,
so I think that's what I like relate it to. Like
okay.
If I'm hungover, I need a burger and a can of Coke.
Okay. That is really good for a hangover. I don't have hangovers much anymore because I have felt like the older I've gotten, the more particular I am about what I drink. And then you have your own little personal drinking rules. Only because you don't want to feel bad, not because
the hangover lasts for days.
Yeah, it's too much. Yeah. But like I have my little boundaries. I have certain brands I'll drink, not because I am bougie a little bit, but like not just because of that, but it's because I know that if I drink this other shit, it's gonna be a problem. Uh-oh. I am 42.
Is
like,
Kendall Jackson Chardonnay on your list? Oh, because that's what we're drinking.
Oh no, but I've had it before.
Okay,
I just haven't had it in a long time.
It's not gonna make you hungover though.
No, I think we're okay.
Okay,
there's just one. We're okay. But I mean, whenever people are like, I'm going to have a glass of wine. Really?
I don't.
One?
I wanted a glass of wine so bad last night, but I literally, and this is going to make me sound terrible, I was like, when's the last time I haven't had a drink? Because I've just been doing a lot. And I was like, I think it's been a week and a half and I've had a drink every single day.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm not having a drink, but I was like, I just want one glass while I'm doing podcast stuff, and I didn't do it, which makes me sound like
it sounds
so strong.
It's relatable. I understand.
Yeah,
I had a sober night last night. I understand.
Okay,
but because on Friday I had like a lot of martinis. Now I was on my couch, safe at home, watching TV. It's not like it was like a wild night, but like you're at the house and you can make your own cocktail, and then one thing leads to another, and you've had 4 martinis on your couch.
Love.
Yeah,
that's a lovely night.
It was fantastic. But I knew after the weekend that I had, I
needed
a night off to just hydrate.
I got you.
Yeah.
we got up.
This is now a podcast about beverages.
This is now
I mean, it kind of is actually.